Hello, it's TLB set review time.
Yay!
I guess we did it for Eternal Masters,
Yeah.
but I guess this is another real set.
This is more fun because this is the new
Yeah,
standard
it's
set.
because everything is new,
Yeah.
and we get a new limited format as well. So yeah, Eldritch Moon.
It's Eldritch Moon, and we're gonna start off with the white.
Yeah,
commons.
the top list is top 5 common, top 3 uncommon. No rares, no myths,
No.
no shenanigans, just the
No.
cards that you will see the most.
Yeah, you'll see them the most in limited. So
Yeah, so we're starting off with white, and we're starting off with the commons.
and number 5,
Yep.
we have the Dawn Griff.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Nothing to write home about.
No,
3 mana, 2/2 flying. Cost 1 white.
I guess it's a hippogriff, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there isn't it like an Eldrazi hippogriff?
Yes, there
So
is.
I guess they have it. The cards the creature types that can also become Eldrazi. I guess they are in their natural form. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good card. I mean, we have had similar cards in limited for a lot of sets.
3 mana 2/2 flyer is always playable.
Yeah, so maybe there's still a white-blue flying deck. You can also play it in white-green aggro, whatever. It
fits in most of the white.
It's
decks.
good to pump.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so moving on to number.
Here we have the card Faithbearer Paladin. It's 5 mana for a 3/4 lifelink.
Yeah, and it's a human, so we have seen that there are some cards that actually care about humans.
Yeah, so like in Shadows over Innistrad, you never really drafted like 100% human deck,
No,
but there were decks that became better with some human synergies.
and there are more in this set.
Maybe there are. But okay, so I mean 5 mana is a lot, but 3/4 body is decent and lifelink is good.
Yeah, the 4 toughness is the crucial here, I think.
Yeah,
Just so
dodges some of the
it
red burn
dodges-
spells.
Yeah, and it dodges all the 3/2s. It can
Yeah.
just
Yeah, because there are a lot of cards that could produce a 3/2 Eldrazi horror or become it when they die and stuff like that.
yeah,
And this is a good blocker for all those
Yep,
3/2 Eldrazi horrors that will be running around as tokens.
and it's a paladin.
Paladin is cool.
And number 3, talking about Eldrazi horror,
Yeah.
we have a desperate Sentry.
Yep.
Which actually dies into a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror. So
Yeah, and the base card is not impressive if you look
No,
at the
3
vanilla case.
no, 3 for 1/2 isn't good.
It's very bad.
Yeah, and even if you have Delirium, 3 for a 4/2, it's better, but it's not great.
No, that's just a fine card in aggro, but it usually trades with cheaper cards.
Yeah,
But the point here, if when you see it as a 3 mana 4/2 that dies into a 3/2, then it's very, very good.
then it's good. And the upside of the new shenanigans with Merge.
Yeah,
Oh, no, not
Emerge.
Merge. Emerge.
Yeah.
It's even better.
Yeah, I mean, there will be a lot of cards that looks pretty bad on the surface, but they have maybe a small body for a heavy cost, and they do something when they enter the battlefield.
Yeah.
And they're put in here so we can sacrifice them for emerging Eldrazi.
This is for sacrificing.
Yeah.
So, but it's I think it's pretty good.
Thanks to the delirium part, I think this moves into the list.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Number 2 on the list for white commons, we have Sigardian Priest. I mean, 1 and a white for a 1/2 tapper. And first I actually thought this was just tap target creature, so I was like, oh, this is the best common in the set. But the problem is it's a non-human, so that's not irrelevant at least.
No, you have to be aware that it's non-human.
Yeah, because I mean, Blinding Drone in Battle for Zendikar was, even though it cost
The colorless.
the actual Eldrazi mana, it was very good.
It was very good.
And this is basically Blinding Drone that you can tap for generic mana, but with a little non-human clause.
I guess it's very good tapping flyers, for instance,
Yeah.
because white decks usually has problem with flyers, white, green, or something. So this can tap because there's no human flyers.
And also
so
as a tempo, I mean, if you're the aggressor and you have all these, maybe you're white, blue, you have Chilling Grasp and stuff like that. This can also just tap the biggest blocker, you play another guy or spell that taps something down, and you still just attack with your early plays.
Tappers are good in limited.
Tappers are very good, and
it's cheap. That's the best part of it.
yeah,
It's
just one
mana.
generic is very, very good.
So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Number 1, we have the Choking Restraints. 3 mana, enchant creature can't attack or block.
Yeah, so it's pacifism, but it's more expensive. But I guess it has a weird little upside that you could, when you have 5 mana over, you could make sure that
You can just exile
the
creature.
pacified creature actually doesn't come back.
Exactly.
Because the problem with pacifism and cards like that is sometimes they have random ways to get rid of enchantments or permanents or whatever. Or they could make something protection from white, or you never know.
Yeah.
And this is just like, okay, it's pacifism, but when you have mana, you can make it even a bit better. But I do prefer the card pacifism, I think, over this.
Yeah,
in
that's
general.
just 2 mana as well, so that's more of a that's more of a tempo swing, because 2 mana is better than 3 mana, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so that's all for the white commons
that's the commons.
Yeah.
Moving on to the uncommons.
during our lightning storm.
Yeah,
in
there's a
Sweden.
lightning storm.
outside the window.
Yeah. So
So uncommons. So on number 3, we have the first Escalate card
yeah.
of the lists. Blessed Alliance. It's 1 and a white, and it's modal, so you can choose one of the modes.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose between gain 4 life, you can untap 2 creatures, or you can make target opponent sacrifice an attacking creature. So I guess it's like early removal, and then late game it could also be like a tempo play. It could make you survive an alpha strike, and you can hit back for lethal on the crackback.
I like that it has some alternatives, so you can,
Yeah.
even if you draw it in late game, it's still good.
Yeah, and early you might just trade it off for another 2-drop or whatever, and feel fine
that's
about
still
that.
fine.
And if you play it for 4, you could also see a weird case that you attacked with 2-drops or whatever. You untap them, double block a 3-drop, and you make them sacrifice something else.
Yeah.
So I like this Escalate card.
Me too.
I guess not all of them are super, but I think that a lot of them are good.
Yeah, especially the uncommon ones.
Yeah, so this is, and rare obviously, but
Yeah.
we're not talking about them
No.
now. So that was number 3.
And number 2 on the list, we have Faith Unbroken, which is a 4 mana enchantment.
Aura.
It's an aura. And it says that whenever it enters the battlefield, you exile a creature, target creature an opponent controls.
That's always nice.
And the enchanted creature gets +2/+2.
Yeah.
So basically you play it on your 2/2, it becomes a 4/4, and you exile their whatever, 3/3
Their
or
best
something.
stuff.
Yeah. So that's all good, I guess.
Yeah, looking at the upside, I mean, who can complain about Faith
you
Unbroken?
can't complain. But you have to be... You don't play this into like 5 open mana or something.
No, because if you play this card during, I mean, the wrong situations, you can just easily get 2 for 1 against yourself.
Yeah, they play a removal, a murder.
They remove, they can remove, they can bounce, they can do whatever to your creature that you are targeting. And then you just lose the Faith Unbroken, you don't exile anything, and
No.
your creature dies or get bounced.
Yeah, so...
Be wary of when you play this card, and if you play against the card, try
do it.
try to leave mana open when you can,
Yeah.
because yeah, it's
It's
very
hard.
easy just to jam this card and feel very happy, and then seconds later be very sad.
Yeah.
So just a warning,
Yeah, it's a warning. So
but it's powerful.
it has a very high ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we move on to number 1, white uncommon, and here we put Courageous Outrider, and I personally like this card very much. I mean, 3 and a white for a 3/4 human is good.
Yeah,
Good base stats.
It's if this would have been a 4/3, that would have been so much worse.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the 3 toughness.
Yeah.
But it's same here. 4 toughness is a big deal.
A very good blocker against all the creatures that will have 3/2 stats that will be running around. So good stats for the format. And I mean, you look at the top 4 cards of your library, and then you can reveal a human and draw it. So basically, you get a filtered, hopefully, and if you build the deck somewhat correctly, you should get a filtered draw step from this card. So you get a good card for the mana, and you get hopefully another good card also. So it's like a built-in 2-for-1.
And even if you don't find a creature, a human creature.
No, obviously you can miss.
Yeah, but it's still, the base is still good.
Yeah. So these cards, even cards like Collected Company that has taken over, I mean, all the new formats, even that card can miss totally. So there's always a downside to it, but this downside is not that bad. I mean, you get a really good body.
Yeah.
So if you build this correctly, you will have a good card in this, I think.
Me too.
So that, I guess, was all for white.
Yeah, I think white looks pretty interesting. I like the commons. I like some of the uncommons. We also have some honorable mentions.
Yeah, basically
white.
We were talking about again the card Lone Rider.
Yeah, Lone Rider.
That guy, we just want to play with it first before we know how good it is. It still looks like it can be one of the better white uncommons.
I agree.
You just need to have good combat tricks or good anthem effects or whatever. Or other ways to combine so you gain the life.
We have seen, now that the whole set has come out, we have seen actually some good cards.
Yeah, there is an Escalate instant that can pump your whole team and stuff like that. So maybe you have a deck where it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Or not. So we're not going to jam it up there on the top 3 before we know it, but it could be very
my
good.
gut feeling says that it's a good card.
Yeah, it's like the Avacinian Missionaries that was, I mean, you needed equipment, but when you had good equipment, it was one of the best cards in your deck. So we move on now to blue.
Yeah.
See you there.
See you there.